Welcome back to the ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. It's Niall here for a quick solo reaction to the absolute epic that we've just seen from Sydney, Australia, as NIKITA TSZYU has pulled it out of the fire to remain undefeated by stopping KOEN MAZOUDIER in the ninth round in Sydney. And yeah, it was as you'll see by the title of this video, a Fight of the Year contender. Before we get into that, please remember if you like our content, give us a subscribe, drop a like on this video, and follow us on all social media, TikTok as well now, Spotify, give us a download on there, and Apple Podcasts. Yeah, Nikita Zoo, I don't know where he's pulled that from, but he's pulled it out of fire and he's got the job done. Credit to Colin Mazoudier, first of all. You know, it was billed as the biggest test so far of Nikita Zill's career, although Nikita Zill was still a big favourite, and I expected him to deal with Colin Mazoudier comfortably. I expect big things of Nikita Zill, the 26-year-old, of course. The famous family name he has to live up to is his brother Tim Zill, the former world champion, and of course the legendary Costa Zill was his father. So yeah, he's still undefeated, his 10th professional win, but this one was this should be a Fight of the Year contender. You know, it started well. Mazoudier won the first round, for me anyway, landed big shots on Nikita Zoo. You know, Nikita Zoo, as good as he is, and he's still learning, he's still young. He's never been hard to hit, and it was proved in the first round. You know, Missouri are landing big shots. TSZYU, who retained the team throughout the most of the fight of pulling straight back in straight lines, and you know that's a habit, as Sean Porter alluded to in commentary, that he's going to have to eradicate from his game because it was one of the main reasons that it nearly cost him here. Round two was when I thought Nikita Zil was really going to take control, and I think a lot of people did. You know, he came out, he did move the head, not just back and forth, not just forward and back, you know, left and right, taking his head off that centre line, turning, using angles well, mixing the shots up well to head and body. And he even hurt Mazoudier big time with a big left hand that knocked him back on his heels. And we thought, okay, it could be an early night, but you know, Nikita Zil would prove the levels that he is above Mazoudier, but it wasn't to play out that way. As I say, absolute credit to Colin Mazoudier, tough as nails, and he just never stopped coming forward, never stopped being the aggressor, pushing Zio back and landing heavy shots, big heavy shots, to the head. You know, another thing early on, I thought he was going to be too kind of headhunting too much Mazoudier, and that would have been his undoing as well, but. You know, Zoo had faster hands, um, better feet, you know, better boxing ability than Mazoudier. But it was Mazoudier that wore Zoo down with the constant aggression, the coming forward, the big shots, you know, the clean shots he landed to the head of Nikita Zoo. And yeah, you could see as the fight evolved, it was just one fighter grew so much in confidence, and you could see by the way he carried himself in Clone Mazoudier. And the key to Zoo looked like the gas tank was empty, and he was feeling the effect of these kind of cumulative shots from Mazoudier. And you know, not a major big puncher, but the rate you know, the kind of the eye-catching shots he was landing and the heavy shots he was landing were taking a toll. And Mazoudier looked like he was on the way to well, if not stopping Nikita Zoo, you know, winning the decision, and he was on the way to winning the decision. He would have won that fight with the way the tide was flowing in that one. He just carried himself like a fighter who knew he had his man beaten. He really did. And then the ninth round comes, and Nikita Zoo pulls something from the fire to unleash a barrage of shots on Colin Mazoudier and get him out of there. It was an interesting stoppage, you know. It was a flurry of punches that were hurting Mazoudier, you know, but not it didn't seem as much as what had gone on in the previous fight and what the ref had allowed to go on previously in the fight, I should say. But he committed the cardinal sin during the flurry. He turned his back on the flurry of punches from Zhu, big heavy shots, and the ref stepped in and stopped it. Great decision. Can't turn your back, or else the ref will call it. He was also shouting at Mazoudier to punch back, and Nikita Zhu won by ninth round TKO from somewhere. He's pulled it from somewhere. Credit to KOEN Mazoudier. All the credit in the world. Such an entertaining fight. A fight he was winning. Probably a career best performance and a devastating way to lose it there when he was on the road to glory. But he'll come again. And some of these kind of big domestic fights, he deserves it after that. But the question obviously now will be what's next for Nikita Zhu. As I mentioned, 10-0 now, undefeated. Um, a lot of a lot of bad habits, that were on show in this fight. As I say, he's very easily hit, pulling back in straight lines, not clinching, no clinch work, when he's hurt to kind of just stem the flow and kind of get his senses back. But he's still young. He's 26 years old, and I think Nikita Zhu, like his brother and like his father, has a very high ceiling if he can eradicate those kind of flaws in his game. But in terms of opponent wise, what's next? It looks like it's going to be Michael Zarafa, a huge domestic clash with his fellow Australian, of course, the veteran. Zarafa won in the co-main event after one round in bizarre circumstances, with his opponent pulling himself out and then a brawl so, igniting in the ring after with team members. So that wasn't great to see. But yeah, Team Z or Nikita Zero, I should say, versus Sarafa, who is a former Team Zero opponent. So he'll have completed the set. But yeah, I think Nikita Zero is a couple of levels above Michael Zarafa, especially at this stage of Zarafa's career. Maybe a few years ago, that version of Zarafa would have given Nikita Zhu a lot of problems. But yeah, I think he's going to deal with him. There might be shaky moments early, but I'm going to say Nikita Zhu stops Michael Zarafa, and then who knows after that? That win has got him a world rankings in a couple of governing bodies. I believe it's the WBO and the IBF. So he'd be looking at top 15, top 10 opponents. And, if he keeps having these kind of gut checks, they're great learning fights from him. He's had great domestic wins now against Mazoudier. Yeah, Dylan Biggs, Benjamin Bomber. And they're learning experiences from him, and I think they'll stand him in great stead. So yeah, the future is bright for Nikita Zhu. That was just my quick reaction to an absolute classic, a fight of the year contender from Sydney, Australia, between Nikita Zhu and KOEN Mazoudier, as Zhu pulls a huge stoppage win out of fire in round nine to maintain his unbeaten record and push on towards the Michael Zarafa fight and beyond, even bigger and better things. So let us know what you think in the comments. What did you make of the fight? Who did you have winning at that stage in round nine? And yeah, how far can Nikita Zhu go? Does he beat Zarafa? Does Zarafa upset Zhu? And can Nikita Zhu win world titles in the future and emulate his great family success? As mentioned at the start of the video, if you like our content, don't forget, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give this video a like, and yeah, follow us on all social media. We've great content across all platforms, and yeah, we're on TikTok now. So give us a follow on there and give us a download on Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you like the audio version of our content better. Until next time, take care.